Hey everybody, I am still a little sick. You know, I'm gonna go close that door, but I'm still a little sick. But I took a lot of videos down. Now normally, normally I don't do that. But the lesson is too diffuse because there was like hours and hours and hours of video of me just freaking out. So there's that. I didn't bring my blanket down here. I'm feeling a little lightheaded because I'm sick. So I just want to kind of go over what happened. I had been being very calm, equanimous. So, you know, you guys have been here for various stressors in my life in the past couple of years, and just kind of all, and I've been working on letting them go and breathing and observing. There are several things that have just coalesced. And kind of came to a head slightly like a couple days after I went to Florida. Started as I was leaving for Florida. There were small problems and large problems along the way. You know, like money stuff and more money stuff and just a lot of stuff. Just like, and also dealing with people. They're awesome, amazing people. Awesome, amazing people. No space to be myself. And I am so myself that it's not even funny. It's kind of funny. It is kind of funny. I'm kind of funny. It's very hard for me. I'm sorry. I'm feeling very, I don't have a lot of energy right now. And I'm also trying to keep an even keel. So all of this stuff happened, one thing after another. The bank took out money when they were supposed to put in money, and that caused a big problem. And I ended up sobbing in a corner with people all around me, and I had to wait. Thankfully, I always hit the corner. I was pretty hidden. Only one person saw me. I had to wait for them to go back into session before I could go across the elevator and go upstairs. Stuff like that. I lost my debit card. My plane ticket out of there. There was a big snafu with that. And it ended up, my client, who's a very, very generous soul, we were out for dinner and he just bought my ticket, which is amazing, but also a little humiliating. And then like I was out to dinner with this client and I was acting weird because I was so at the oh my gosh, I have so little energy right now. I didn't realize until I started talking. At the conference, multiple people came up to me and were like, "Are you okay? Take a deep breath. You're okay. You're awesome. It's okay." And I don't know what I was doing. I was surprised each time they said it. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Clearly, I'm behaving weirdly. So I was very aware of the fact that I was behaving strangely, but unaware of it. So I went out to dinner with this client and was a nervous mess, like a mess. Didn't know what to do with myself. Didn't know what to say. Oh. Relax. Okay. So then I came home on Wednesday night thank God, I had my chakra class, which has 5 ladies in it, and 2 teachers, 2 spiritual healers. And you know, we've met almost weekly for like almost a year. So, and it's all like the deep divey, like wound healy kind of stuff. Okay, so and they were all like, hey, your energy is fucking crazy right now. Like, it's the word vortex was used often. And the next morning I had a meeting with that client I was just talking about, Zoom. And it was a short meeting, and there were plenty, it was a short meeting. He was tired. We got off the phone, got off the Zoom, got off the call. We got off the call, and I went about my day. I went to sleep, and the next morning, Friday, I jolted awake. And what happened is that I had a nightmare. And it was the exact, oh my God, I'm so tired, like I'm dizzy. It was the exact same conversation and interaction as I'd had with my client, word for word, as far as I can remember. Only in it, I behaved very strangely and very stupidly, and he got upset and walked off. And when I jolted awake, I switched the 2 things. That became the memory. Awesome. And then I went out on this like ginormous, intense, huge 2-day long shame spiral. My nervous system just overloaded. It was just too much. Like it had gotten to be too much. Something had to flip the switch, and that's what did it. But my nervous system was fritzing. It was on the fritz. It wasn't comfortable. But I think it was good. Because it's forcing me to do things differently. It's forcing me to check myself and make sure that I am in a calm state. I am more aware of when I'm tensing up. I am more aware of what I'm saying to myself. What I think happened was universally, the universe made it so I could get down there. It was very clear that she wanted me down there. And then like thing after thing after thing happened. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck, universe? I did the trick. I depended on you, and I came down here, and everything's just going to shit. But turns out the lesson you want the universe to teach you, which is, you know, whatever it is, isn't always the lesson that she gives you. So this was a lesson in surrender, and just allowing the things to happen. And I did that, but it was also very tense about it. I held on to it. So I didn't really surrender, right? I tried. I did my best. I did some talking to the universe, but I just swallowed it. As Robin says, I swallowed it all. And what I think then the thing became was that, like, we all have those samskaras, right? I worked very hard over the past few years to let go of some of them, let go of the ones that come up as much as I can. And I think I've gotten rid of a lot of them, and then I think a big, huge chunk of them broke off and just hit me all at once. Like all of the shame and regret and self-hatred and just anger, fear, everything. that I have stuffed down for so long came up. And it manifested by creating these little, subconsciously, but created these little events for my, well, I lost my debit card, right? Like I just created little events for myself. So when this happened, I went into overload and I started in the shame spiral, around and around and around and around and around. Same thoughts, beating myself up, yelling at myself, like just the energy of the emotions, just forced words, like words just came out or vocalizations came out. Physical behaviors, like I would jump up and run into the corner or put my arms over my head or jump up and down or whatever the case may be. Whatever, it was a physical energy I had to get out of my body. I'm still doing that a little. But it was like all day long, and like it was all day long that I was just yelling and yelling and yelling at myself. Like literally out loud yelling at myself. Completely uncontrollably. It's not something I was trying to do. So, at one point, you know, I kind of laid back and like I just allowed all the feelings to hit me. I just breathed through them, right? Just like, and it was like a machine gun of emotions just ripping through my body. You know, like just, maybe not a machine gun, something, a semi-automatic, like, right? Like, just, you know, and they're just like energy bodies, right? They're just woo, woo, woo. They're all coming up. So I'm just learning to breathe through them. I'm also noticing tendencies that I have. And I think either they're exaggerated because of what happened, or I have a lower baseline and I'm noticing how bad they are. I don't know. I know my baseline is lower because I'm forcing myself to relax. And that's all I've been doing the past several days. I got myself really sick. Really sick. So I have just, honestly, I've been in bed resting for like several days. Just allowing these emotions to like shoot through my body. And for me to calm down. And I'm really looking forward to when I don't have to monitor myself this closely. But what I've noticed is that I will find a reason for me to get angry at myself. Like at one point, like a piece of paper floated to the ground, and I had the urge to like, just for some reason it was bad. Like the piece of paper fell to the ground, and it was my fault, and I was a stupid idiot for it. Like that's like was my reaction, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. It's a piece of paper on the ground. You can just pick it up. And it's kind of a revelation for me to see, like, I've been seeing, like, because I'm paying such close attention, I've been seeing that I have this sensation where it's like, how do I describe it? It's like anger and self-reproachment. No, that's like, it's like the acknowledgement of something, like the guilt guilt, like feeling bad about something, and then anger and self-reproachment that just follow immediately. Like real anger at myself for no reason. None. No reason. And it just keeps happening. And I'm not sure whether it's because my sister went into overload or it's because this is just what I do to myself. But whatever the case may be, it's teaching me to relax in the face of it. It's hard. And there's still part of me like in here that's like, don't relax. Relaxing is dangerous. Don't relax. Something's going to go wrong. Like you're not alert for it. There's something that's wrong. This is a feeling I've had for a very long time, right? There's something that's wrong. I don't know that it's wrong, but it's wrong. And at any moment it will come up and I need to be prepared for it. And so I've got to think about all the stuff that, you know, that I've done wrong. And like just being, it's just basically at all moments something's wrong, but there's nothing really wrong. But yeah, the feeling has been like, something's wrong. Something is, there's got to be a better word than bad, but something's gone wrong. It's important. And I did something wrong. Like it was my fault. And that's just an automatic feeling I have now. It's not even a couple of times, like I've noticed that it doesn't even have to be attached to anything. It's all of a sudden it just goes. It's like, whoa. But what I'm hoping that is like me letting go of some scars that, you know, I'm just breathing through them. There's still a tightness in my solar plexus though. I really want to get to the point where I am okay with relaxing. Because in here is a tightness. Up here and in my solar plexus, there's some tightening. My back. And it's in relation to like you shouldn't be relaxing. You shouldn't be relaxing. And what I've been trying to do, rather than get back to work, which is a stressor because I do need to work, but I want to get myself to the point where I relax enough to say relaxing is good and it's okay that I'm relaxing, and then I work. But I do have to do work today. But I really want to get myself to that point where I don't feel bad for relaxing. I don't feel bad for not feeling bad. You know? I feel like I should feel bad at all times. And that's not a life. So, and then freaking out. My housemate made me watch the video of the interaction. Thank God we had the video. Thank God. And it hadn't happened. The reaction was totally, it was fine. It was fine. He was tired. I didn't notice that he was tired early enough. It's okay. That's the sort of thing that I get hung up on. That's the sort of thing that triggers me. Small things. Like, I need to be able to let that go. It's one of the ones I need to let go, right? And that's not a big deal. I am going to apologize for it, though. I just can't. It'll just be so much easier for me if I can just apologize for it. And I'm talking to him tomorrow, so a couple of things. I want to... See, these are the things I hope don't come out when I'm talking business talk later today. Let's hope. I gotta go see if my client knows that we adjusted the time. Not my client, my potential client. I have two potential clients today. Oh, I gotta do it. It's okay. It's not. This stuff isn't. It's not stressful. It's not. I don't know why. I don't know why. Let's be compassionate rather than critical. I don't know why I do that. Why is everything a problem? Why is everything scary? I mean, I guess, it comes along with generalized anxiety disorder, but I have to redo my calendar. Oh, God. I'm tired, guys. Okay, so that's what's going on. That's what I wanted to fill you guys in on. And hopefully you can take something from that. Right now, I'm not seeing it as, I'm seeing it as actually progress, like a lot of progress. It's just recovering from that progress that's going to take a minute. So that's what I'm going to go do. Love you guys. I gotta go get some stuff set up before meetings today, and maybe we'll talk later. I'm grateful that this has happened. It was brutal, guys. It was fucking intense. It was intense. That was intense. But I'm grateful for it because it is teaching me a lot that I wouldn't have learned if it hadn't happened. I would just have gone on the way I was going forever. I am really tired, so I'm gonna go. So I'm grateful for that. And if I can be great down. If I can be grateful for what was basically a nervous breakdown. We won't call it that though. Let's call it a collapse, like overload. I like overload. It was basically what was like a nervous overload. You guys can always choose to have a great